Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sean. Welcome to 마이1시간, 1 hour of natural English with fluent and native English speakers here in Seoul. This is all brand new content that I haven't uploaded before. I'm asking people living, working, traveling, studying here, why they came to Korea, why they chose Korea, things that they have difficulty adjusting to, and things that are different than their preconceptions. Also, I have a special offer for everyone watching this video. Anybody watching this video can get 15% off of my online course, 미국인 션의 살아있는 영어, if they type the keyword English Live. But I'll talk more about that later. Without further ado, let's begin. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Soren. I'm from just outside of Chicago.
You got one hell of a voice, I must say.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So Soren, what originally brought you to Korea?
It was the craziest thing. I saw a TikTok that told me to study abroad at Yonsei, and I didn't know anything about South Korea, so I just decided to take the leap, and I had studied abroad. I came here 3 years ago, and I didn't even know what K-pop was. I was so out of the loop.
Wow. So you've been here on and off now for around 3 years.
Yeah.
Before coming to South Korea, maybe you did some research, you heard some rumors, you looked online, you developed kind of an image of what you thought it would be like, that preconception. How does that compare to actually coming here, living here?
This is gonna sound bad. I thought they'd be ruder, but everyone's the nicest person I've ever met when I came here. And I think that's the reason I came back, is just because everyone was so nice and welcoming. Some people get a different vibe when they come here, but everyone I've met, especially at Yonsei at the school, is the nicest people of all time.
You thought they were gonna be rude. What does that mean?
I didn't think rude, but I know South Korea is a very homogeneous culture. Everyone here is Korean, and so I thought I'd feel out of place or not welcomed in environments. And sure, I have. You go restaurant with some old manager who doesn't really like you. You'll get those experiences, but honestly, I was expecting to feel more out of place here.
You feel pretty welcome.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference between what you thought and what reality is.
Yeah, I agree.
So what are some things that were difficult to get used to at first? That's cultural habits, mindset, but you've kind of gotten used to them now.
I think honestly the language barrier was a big issue, but I have enough now that my speaking's really bad, but listening's pretty good. But in Seoul, most people speak English. Koreans go, "Oh, I don't speak English," and then they bust out the most perfect English of all time, and you're like, "Oh yeah, because they all learned it in school." But
I think that's very common. You'll find a lot of Koreans who greatly underestimate their own English skill. How has dating culture been here compared to the US?
I did just recently get out of a 1-year relationship with a Korean girl.
Yeah.
I think dating culture is so different. It's just the cultural differences between me and the average Korean person is more than I can handle, I think, in a relationship. Just the superficiality of it all. I don't really care about looks or if the bag costs $100, and I feel people here care too much internally about
material things.
Yeah, but they don't even know, and I don't think it's a problem. It became a problem in dating culture for me. It didn't matter in my friendships or any meeting people, but it definitely mattered in a relationship, at least to the people I've seen.
Okay, so that's one really specific example. I appreciate.
Very specific.
I appreciate that. So materialism, wanting to get brand name stuff, and the importance on that.
The funniest part about Korea is that you can take a normal brand like CNN or National Geographic in America and then bring it over here and it's a clothing brand, or MLB and now it's a clothing brand. And I think it all looks very cool, but for me, the idea that something needs to have a name attached to it of that hierarchy was the problem, at least I found. And especially dating culture is just different. Anyone that walks around Seoul will understand that it feels like everyone is in a relationship. And I think the pressure in Korea to be in a relationship, and especially to put your best foot forward out to the public, of obviously going back to that superficiality. I didn't like it as much because I felt I always had to be on going out, not for the person I was dating, but for other people looking at us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nunchi, that word? Yeah. That was definitely something I had to get used to, and also kind of slowed me down from wanting to jump into Korean dating culture or back into it. I need a break and I need to reassess my value. You caught me at a weird time, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. What's something that you think is kind of overrated about being in Korea? And then what's something that's underrated?
Underrated, food's open 24/7. I love it. I love that I can go out at 3 a.m. and get soup, great jjigae place over there, and just eat. Overrated? Well, K-pop. I don't like K-pop.
You're gonna get a lot of disagreement there, but that's okay.
But no,
Free country.
I have no problem with K-pop, but I think honestly, like a lot of people come here just for K-pop, and like you'll go see like the Hype building, and it's just a building. But I don't have any problem with it. Like I'm not gonna be like, if you love K-pop, you do you. But in my opinion, I think the hype around it is a bit overrated.
Maybe it's a tourist trap now.
Yeah, it feels less authentic than it used to be. Because like, you know, like 2000s K-pop, any like 2010s K-pop, I like some of the songs I really like. But now I feel like we're gearing towards the Americans, and everyone, like, you hear K-pop songs nowadays, it's like 90% English.
You don't like that?
Well, I don't mind. It's not the music I listen to, but I feel like it feels fake. I liked when the songs felt authentic, at least. You know?
A lot of like capitalism coming into the picture.
Yeah. Well, Korean's the prime capitalist society. There's no more capitalism than you get here. I mean, look around you. It's like billboards everywhere.
What's something you want to bring back with you to the US?
I just think how respectful people are. The fact that you always have two lines on the escalators, one for people passing and one for people standing.
Great example.
Yeah.
What's Korean food you weren't used to at first, but now you love it?
True, I don't know what it's called, but yesterday I had like raw fish. You know, like the places that have the fish outside and like the tanks?
Okay, or
I had it yesterday. It was really good. I didn't expect it. Just
fermented?
No, it's like the raw fish and then you dip it in the like sauce. It's like not that spicy. I have no clue what it's called.
It's just called hue, just
Probably.
like raw fish. Okay.
Yeah. That's probably what it's called. Yeah.
It was really nice talking with you, and I'll catch you later.
Yeah, for sure.
See ya. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Annalise, or Sohee, and I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan in the United States.
What originally brought you to South Korea?
What originally brought me to South Korea was my dad finding a adoption travel program online, I think on Facebook. And then he's like, in the winter of 22, he's like, so you guys want to go back to Korea? And we're like, you know what, screw it. And then we came here in summer, and with this program, we were able to go to our respective adoption agencies, kind of read through our files, meet people who were significant to us, like either like our foster parents or our biological parents, which my adopted brother got to do, which I'm very happy for him for, which he still keeps in contact with them to this day. I got to meet my foster mom. I've always kind of wanted to come back here and kind of like see what it was like to, I don't know, walk around, see what I could have lived like. I think after that kind of like solidified my kind of resolve to like really learn Korean and get back into the culture and that.
So you were adopted from South Korea. Were you born here?
Yeah, I was born here in Seongnam, kind of like over by the Gangnam area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my brother was born down in Gwangju. Kind of
So
like
you guys
further
are from
outside.
different families.
Yeah.
And he met his family, which is different from your family. You were able to meet your mother,
My foster mom, by the way.
foster mom.
Yeah, my mom, from what I heard, married somebody else, and I have a half sister who's about maybe like 6 or 7 by now. She probably, unfortunately, cannot let them know that I exist because
It's just the rules.
it's a really touchy subject. For at the time she was unmarried, and the person that she was with went off to mandatory military service, so he probably doesn't know I exist either. So it's a very delicate subject for
Fair
my
enough.
mom. So yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.com. So you came here in 2023. I'm sure you like researched a lot about Korea and the US before coming,
Yeah.
and you heard a lot of stuff. So you had preconceptions. How do the preconceptions of South Korea compare to the reality of actually being here?
I think they lined up pretty well with like the reality of here.
Okay.
In high school, I traveled twice to China for about 2 weeks each time. So that I think that travel kind of helped me kind of get an idea of what it might be like here as well, which is like the sheer amount of people, the traffic, or just like how things might work here. It felt more comfortable than the United States in some weird way.
Really? Okay, so it felt more comfortable than the US.
Yeah.
In what ways? Like,
Honestly,
can you say it or no? It's just like a vibe.
it's kind of a vibe mostly, but it's also because I'm a massive introvert, so how things work here kind of align with how I operate, so it was comfortable.
Do you think the US is a very extrovert-based society?
Yeah, definitely, especially after working customer service for a while. If you don't smile here, it's normal, but if you don't smile in the US, it's weird. That's the thing that I really liked about being here, is I didn't have to like force myself to like feel like I'm doing customer service all the time.
You like it here because you can kind of just be in your own bubble,
Yeah, basically.
right? Go out and eat alone, this kind of thing. What's something that is maybe a little bit overrated about living in Korea, just based off media, social media? Oh wow, this thing is amazing. And then what's something that's like underrated? It doesn't get enough appreciation.
Something I think is overrated is because people always watch like K-dramas or K-pop and kind of like see Korea through a rose-tinted lens.
Of course, yeah.
People don't really kind of realize the homelessness issue here, how dirty it can be here. Sometimes you could be walking around and get a whiff of that nice sewer smell. So people kind of like glaze over like, you know, how great Korea can be sometimes when that's not really the case. And something I think that might be underrated here. What do you think is underrated here, honestly? Because
Yeah,
I don't
so-
really know.
I think the mountains are pretty badass.
Ooh, yeah,
the
yeah.
nature. There's like little bits of nature interwoven in the city, like the
Yeah.
Han River too. Like parks, like Yeoncheol Park, just right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I really like that. What's your favorite like Korean snack?
Pepperoni. It's probably my
Oh,
favorite. snack.
nice. What do you want to bring back with you to the U.S. from Korea?
There was something I would bring.
It can be culture, it can be physical, it can be item, it can be whatever you just want to bring with you.
Something I would probably bring back is, I don't know, just like the handing over cards culture, or like the mannerism of handing over a card.
Okay.
Because like in the US, like obviously you get to the cashier, you go like, here you go. But here you're more like kind of like gently handing it over instead of like shoving it into somebody's face.
How does that feel to you? Respectful?
Yeah, it feels just more respectful and like, you know, like not invasion of like my own little personal bubble. It's like not as jarring. Because sometimes like, especially like in customer service, I just feel like inputting something and they're like, here you go. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. I wasn't done, but thank you anyways. Instead of like waiting for me to be done and be like, here you go.
So you think Americans are more pushy?
Americans don't have like the bali nature, like the you get it done fast nature. It's more like that you just do it kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it.
It's almost like in America, if the customer doesn't forcefully make the employee do it faster, they feel like it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's expected that everything will just go faster.
Exactly.
Do you feel poor in Korea? Or maybe the opposite?
I don't really feel poor here. I just kind of feel normal. There's like the Starfield malls here in Gangnam
yeah.
or like all over the place. Every time I go in there, I'm like, maybe I am kind of poor. Obviously, the infrastructure is like very bougie and fancy. People are walking around in fancy clothing. I was like, oh, maybe I am a little bit poorer. But other than that, walking around the streets just like a normal person, I'm like, oh, this is just fine.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's that much of a difference between like wealth and like what you wear here. As far as I can tell, I wouldn't really know that well, but I don't feel that poor here.
Does your dollar travel far?
It very much travels far. Sometimes I get kind of shocked because I see things for like 20,000 or 29,000. I'm like, oh, and then I look at my bank account after I pay for it, I'm like, oh, that was like $19. So
Yeah.
it goes far.
What's something that you had maybe some difficulty adjusting to, but now you like have adjusted successfully to? And then what's something that like you're still like, I don't know if this is kind of hard to adjust to about living in Korea?
The biggest thing to adjust to for me is when I speak Korean, there's obviously that formality structure to follow. So sometimes I get really, because I speak Korean the best when I'm with my friends. Because if we mess up, it doesn't really matter because no one else is gonna know.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Most of my friends are foreigners anyway, so if we speak Korean with each other, we mess up, no
Yeah.
one's gonna say anything. So, but if I speak Korean with like actual Koreans, with Koreans who are older than me, I forget to use like the more formal way of Korean speech. I'm like, oh no, that was
You look
bad.
Korean, so they like treat you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I use like casual speech like banmal instead of like 존댓말 or 높임말. I'm like, oh no.
More dangerous for you than me.
Yeah, more dangerous for me than anybody else.
Yeah.
And sometimes I forget to use it with my brother's uncle or anything. I'm like, and he's like, huh? I'm like, oh no, I made a mistake again.
True.
Because obviously I'm American, or we're American. We don't have that like formality structure in English. It's just like we say what we want, but like you have to like really pay attention to what you're saying in Korean. Like asking for things in a restaurant or in a clothing shop.
저기요?
Yeah. Still not strong enough for that, but
Strong enough?
No,
level.
I'm a massive introvert, so I don't like having to do that stuff. It just feels like not the best manners for me because in America, if you go like over here, it's like, oh, that's not right. But over here, it's normal. No
And it
problem.
was really nice talking with you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Hearing your story, hearing your experience. See you later. 여러분 잠시만요. 영어가 정말로 필요할 때 자신 있게 쓸 수 있나요? 진짜 목적은 여행하고 외국인과 대화하고 영어로 먹고 사는 거 아닌가요? 근데 왜 아직도 우리는 비동사, 현재 완료 진행형 같은 실생활에선 쓰지도 않은 문법 이름만 배우고 있을까요? 이제는 진짜 상황에 대비해야죠. 제가 직접 만든 Real 영어 강의, 미국인 션의 살아있는 영어 패키지가 필요할 때입니다. 레스토랑이나 카페에서 주문하기, 공항에서 유심을 살 때, 입국 심사를 통과할 때, 실제로 상황, 실제로 원어민과 대화할 때 어떤 표현을 써야 하는지 하나하나 알려드리고 제가 직접 그 상황들에서 어떻게 대처하는지도 영상으로 생생하게 보여드립니다. 그리고 수강하시면 이런 시리즈도 함께 해드립니다. 지금 이 영상을 보시는 분들께만 드리는 특별 혜택, 할인 코드 English Live 입력 시 15% 할인, 왕초보도 환영입니다. 아래 링크를 눌러서 무료 수업 먼저 체험해보세요. 궁금한 점은 카카오톡으로 언제든지 물어보세요. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Very good. I am Marcelo. I'm from Switzerland.
Why did you come to Korea?
I came to Korea for a bunch of reasons. Like, I'm here to study the language, and I especially like Korean food and Korean music and Korean like K-dramas. And in the future, I thought I might want to be a cook for Korean food because I really like Korean food and I eat it a lot in Switzerland, but in Switzerland it's so expensive you almost cannot eat any Korean food, so that's what I'm trying to change.
You want to change that, so you want to learn how to cook here and bring it back to Switzerland.
Right, that's my goal.
Dude, I'm going to see you on TV, I guess, right?
No, maybe not TV, just in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
So you're doing what here now? You're learning Korean?
Yeah, I'm only learning Korean.
Yeah.
It's just a language school, nothing crazy.
Before coming to Korea, I'm sure you researched Korea a lot. You know, what's the city going to be like Seoul? You had your ideas, your preconceptions. How does your preconception compare to reality actually being here? What's like the difference?
Actually, like I had a lot of prejudice. Like obviously, you're not gonna meet that many people. Like you're gonna have to work a lot to meet people. Like put a lot of effort.
Why? Because Koreans are shy?
Yeah, just like in general, it's not that easy. Like if you just walk on the street, nobody's gonna come up to you. Like it's not the normal thing that happens. But actually, for some reason in Korea, so many things just happen to you. It's kind of fun. You know?
That's because you're so handsome.
No. I think it's just in Korea there's a lot more activities to do and a lot more ways for people to interact with each other naturally than compared to Switzerland. Switzerland is very boring.
So the reality is you come here and there's many ways to meet people.
Yeah, right.
There's many activities you can do on campus with your school or even outside of your campus and many opportunities to meet people. That's been your reality, right?
Yeah, right. And also just a lot of things just kind of naturally came to me, so I'm really glad. It's like, you know, people say, oh, you go to Korea, you cannot just expect it to be a K-drama, and I wish I didn't have to go back, but I want to go back because of the money reasons. From what I've heard, I think it's not possible to normally work in Korea and have like a nice life.
Why?
Like because the salary is so low, and in Switzerland I didn't graduate from university, and I think without a university degree, it seems impossible to me from what I've heard about Korean work culture.
Interesting. So you have heard that without graduating from university, you're just not going to make a lot of money here.
Yeah, right. That's what I heard.
You have to go to school.
Yeah. I saw a lot of examples of like people working ridiculous hours and still not having enough money, and it's kind of scary to me. So like I want to work and live in Switzerland, even though it's very, very fun here in Korea.
What do you think is overrated in social media about living in Korea, and what's underrated?
Overrated? I think the food is overrated.
But you want to start a Korean restaurant. What's up with that?
That's true, but here, for some reason, people don't like to use a lot of salt. It's kind of different from European cuisine. So
you like salt, right?
I like salt and I like Korean food. So my goal is to combine these and make the world's best food.
Salty Korean food, that's delicious.
Yeah.
Maybe they like sweet here more.
Yeah, right. Our teacher in the class told us that in the past, I think after the Korea War, they didn't have a lot of money, and so people thought that a great way to gain energy from the food is by adding a lot of sugar to it. So that's what we learned in the cooking school.
That's fascinating.
So they combined sugar. You know, in Europe, maybe for a savory dish you would have 100% salt, but in Korea they use like 50% sugar, 50% salt, because of this old mindset of, oh, sugar is gonna give us a lot of energy that we need, like in these bad days.
Your Korean cooking teacher told you this?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think it's more like a theory. Like,
Yeah.
we were watching a video in class about this stuff, but I don't know if they 100% know it or if that's like a way to try
Explain something.
explain it. Yeah, right.
What is underrated about living in Korea?
It's just hot dog. People know it, but I think it's so delicious.
So hotteok is underrated.
Hot dog is my answer.
As a Swiss guy, do you feel poor in Korea or do you feel rich in Korea or do you feel normal? Like how does your money, how far does it go here?
I feel incredibly rich. The prices are usually sometimes quadrupled in Switzerland.
Can you give me an example?
Public transport is really, really expensive in Switzerland, and like restaurants are also really, really expensive. These are two very important things, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really glad. It feels like heaven to be in Korea, to just be able to walk into any restaurant that you see. It's gonna be delicious, it's gonna be cheap, and you don't have to worry. At least as a Swiss person,
It's amazing.
it's really amazing. I love it so much.
Is there anything you're still struggling to adapt to? And maybe is there something that you've successfully adapted to? I'm curious about both of these things.
All of the obvious things like public transport, like it just works differently from Switzerland, so you just have to figure it out first, but it doesn't take that long. Or like how to order in a restaurant.
Thank you so much for talking with me. You were a really interesting man to talk to. See you later.
Bye bye.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, my name is Vet. I am from South Africa.
What originally brought you to Korea?
So firstly and foremostly, some of you guys might know I actually do K-pop reactions, and since then I really fell in love with the Korean culture, Korean music, and I decided to actually start studying Korean at Yonsei University.
What's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is DXWXT. If you like K-pop, head over there.
Cool. So why did you originally become interested in K-pop? Like what about the culture, the style, the way they do things, the songs? What attracted you to that?
Honestly, the thing I found the most interesting and captivating was the fact that the dance choreographies were so intense and like synchronized, and the level of dancing was not just of a singer, it was actually dance groups performing songs, and that really got me intrigued in the whole culture, and I was like, I have to come check out Korea. I came for like a festival, and ever since I just came here all the time, and
You
decided
got bit by the bug.
Bit by the bug, you can say that, bit by the bug.
Now that's really interesting. You were just really captured by the level of choreography, synchronization.
Correct.
But we had, boy bands before. We had NSYNC, we had, Backstreet Boys, and maybe other countries too. Maybe South Africa has some boy bands, I'm not sure. What is the difference between these bands? Because they were dancing too. What's the difference between them and then like the K-pop newer generation?
Fair enough. So firstly, I do agree. We had some amazing boy bands, girl groups and stuff in the past. But I mean, if you really look at it from a dancer's perspective or just in general performance-wise, I think they brought a next level when it comes to performances with the cinematography and just the whole camera work and choreographies they're putting out with outfits. I think they're like concept kings in this era. They're really concept kings over here in Korea.
Concept kings.
Concept kings and queens. Concept kings and queens.
What do you mean by concept king though? I want to go deeper into that.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like they're so versatile in the music they make and like visuals they present, music video ideas they have, and like the whole script and stuff they make. It's like you have like vampires making music, and then the next music video they bring out is like cute boys at a coffee shop making music videos, and they're all dancing and they're super in sync and stuff like that. Yeah, they're really good at captivating you.
It's almost like they have it down to a science, and the marketing is like they know what the human psychology will react to. This concept is vampires, and we're just gonna go hard with that.
Yeah, I definitely think they have someone studying that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Cool. Ooh, you're getting me interested in it.
You don't watch?
I don't.
Guys, recommend him in the comments. Top 2 groups he needs to check out. Come on.
All right,
He's in Korea and doesn't check out K-pop.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
So you were interested in K-pop. You came over to Korea. Now what are you doing in Korea exactly?
So I did not mention, I actually am dating a Korean. So that's also a big reason why I came to Korea and wanted to become fluent in the language. And furthermore, I would love to work here in the entertainment industry and stuff like that. So I think learning Korean is a must-have step, And,
Did you meet your partner in Korea or here?
I met them in Korea, last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm so curious about your experience in Korea now. You probably had so many ideas of what you thought it would be like to live in Korea, to be in Korea, to eat food and do this and that in Korea. How is that preconception different from reality now?
Okay, if I'm keeping it fair, no bias whatsoever. I love Korea. I really love Korea. I would love to live here and work here. The only thing that's really downside here is people's mental. I really feel like they're overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated almost. In a sense where back in South Africa, we're like Mzansi culture. Everyone loves everyone. Everyone's happy. Holidays are like, we have a lot of holidays and people are happy over there. And just the school system itself, I think from the upbringing itself, they're like getting regulated to the system of just working every day hard. So
Here.
yes, over here in Korea. So personally, if I ever had to have kids in the future, I wouldn't send them to Korean schools. There's no way I would do that, unfortunately. But I love Korea.
I've heard that a lot, that like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good place to live. You could have kids here, but once they're in school age, people start to get a little nervous.
Correct. It's so competitive. The Korean educational system and work environment, I think, is really competitive. Like everyone is outdoing everyone here. So I think it's really hard to actually take a break and enjoy life personally.
Fair enough. Anything that's been difficult to adjust to on a personal level, cultural, walking down the street, getting food, anything like that? I'm curious.
I think the biggest thing is people are, I don't think they're introverted necessarily, but if you're not Korean, it's really hard to socialize with everyone. Although I have socialized with a lot of people, like if I'm comparing it back to South Africa, even someone you meet at the shop, like, oh, how's your day doing? Just the small talk. I miss the everyday small talk, I must admit. And over here, it's non-existent. I mean, if you can get a Korean to get an opinion on that, I would love to hear it. But I don't think people really make small talk over here. Or
It's not-
just
it's different
somewhat
culture,
random.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not really that social, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Do you agree with that?
I do.
From your own experience?
Yeah, because like where I'm from in the States, you know, you go to the grocery store and you pick out an apple, you're just like talking to the employee, you're like, so how's business these days?
Exactly.
Oh, we're busy these days. There's a lot of people trying to buy apples for this festival or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, something, yeah.
Yeah, but like here, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, like, how's business? They're like, oh, yeah, twile.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. I kind of wish you could connect with the people in your neighborhood more this way, but I have some experience where you were able to do that.
I must admit, yeah. The Ajuma Ajushis, they're doing the right
Yeah,
thing.
they're doing the right
They're
thing.
doing the right thing.
Yeah, right.
I agree with that,
Right.
totally. Especially
And-
at the markets.
And my haircut guy, he talks to me all the time.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's you have to interact with him first, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
we should try harder.
What do you want to bring back with you to South Africa from Korea?
Definitely the buzz and the internationalism, if that's even a word,
Yeah.
of the whole thing. Because back in South Africa, we're super local. We have some international influence, but I feel like if you're in Seoul specifically, you can feel the international influence, right? You have like Paris spaghetti everywhere, like all these designer brands. Everyone having influence, the American culture even having influence on the dancing and stuff like that. So maybe that I would like to bring that back to South Africa and stuff like that.
You do feel like South Africa is more
We're local still.
local. What's your favorite food here?
Korean food has to be Korean food.
Yeah,
Kimchi jjigae. Yeah, what's yours?
I think 항정살. It's like not 삼겹살,
Okay.
but it's 항정살. It's like thin, very fatty pork that you barbecue.
Okay.
And you bite into it, it's crispy because it's like the fat has been grilled.
Okay, yeah.
And it just explodes with flavor in your mouth. It's delicious.
Sounds expensive. Maybe that's why I
It
haven't
is a
had
bit more expensive,
That's
yeah.
maybe why I haven't had it.
What's something that's like kind of overrated about living in Korea? And then what's something that's underrated about living in Korea?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Thank you, bro.
Wow, that's a good question. People say Seoul is an ugly city. I really
say that?
I really disagree with that. Yeah, everyone I talk to at my international language program, they're saying like Seoul is an ugly city. I don't know. I've only been to Bangkok, Cape Town, and Seoul. I think Seoul is a beautiful city with Han River. You got the mountains everywhere.
Yeah.
Namsan Tower, the palaces. I think it's a beautiful city.
I would
but-
agree with you.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot, especially from foreigners, that Seoul is considered an ugly city. I don't agree with that.
Huh, I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
All
you-
right,
you've
that's
never
not
heard
true.
that? You've never heard that?
I've heard that there's some trash here and there.
Oh, this city is quite clean, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe this spitting, but I mean that doesn't count.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
spitting.
people
Yeah,
spitting.
spitting.
Yeah.
Besides that,
That's a bit. But I think kimchi is a little bit overrated, no?
you like kimchi jjigae though. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's delicious. But I mean, kimchi raw on its own as a side dish, I don't see why that's so overhyped. You know,
Interesting.
It's good, but I mean, I'd rather pass. You know, pass on that.
Oh really? So you like the kimchi jjigae, but just the kimchi side dish, kimchi raw, you're like, not for me.
That's weird, but that's true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right. See you later. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Manon and I'm from the UK.
What brings you to Korea?
So I think maybe about 7 years ago I studied abroad in China actually, but I made a lot of Korean friends, and from there I kind of naturally became interested in Korea, Korean culture. We came in on holiday together, and after I graduated university I thought now's the time to kind of come and really embrace myself and immerse in the culture.
Very cool. So you originally went to China
Yeah.
and you met Koreans there.
Yes, yeah. I was at a Chinese, I guess, private university. It was linked with my university. It had a lot of international students, so there were a lot of Koreans who were studying there. And just naturally through our courses and through our kind of hobbies and clubs that I joined, I just met a lot of Korean friends.
Did you feel like you really clicked with the Korean friends more than any other one else, or
I mean,
particularly, or they were just the ones that were there?
I think a combination of both. Of course, it's who you're surrounded with, and there were a lot of English people because it was an English associated university. But I think, yeah, just the clubs I joined, I met a lot of Korean people that I just clicked really well with. And I thought, this is, really fun. I'd like to come and see where they live, and I'd like to meet their families. So, yeah, it was really good.
Why do you think you click well with Koreans?
I think they do have a lot of manners. I think it is, in some aspects, quite similar to UK manners. It is still quite respectful, even if in slightly different ways.
Good.
I don't know, I think like our sense of humour matched quite well, and I don't know if that's specific to just the friends I made or if it's, the area of the country they came from, but I think we just matched really well with our kind of thoughts and our like plans for the future and what we found funny. So yeah, it just kind of naturally clicked, which was, yeah,
Fair enough.
which was good.
So now you're in Korea, and how has that been so far, and how long have you been here?
So I've been here for a year and a half now. I came kind of last March. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I think at first, there's obviously any new country, there's a period of adjusting to what is the local culture, kind of getting used to the language. It's different from just hearing it on your computer at home to being surrounded by kind of Korean all the time. But yeah, it's been really, really enjoyable. And the more I've studied at the language school, the more I've got used to the language and been able to talk to people that I wouldn't usually. So it's been really, really good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank
Seems like you're doing really well here.
I hope so. I like to think so. I have actually just finished level 6 of the Ohakdang, so I graduate tomorrow.
That's
which
a
is very
really high
exciting.
level.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. Before coming to Korea, you had met your Korean friends. You had done some research, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah.
And you had maybe developed an image of what you thought Korea would be like. How did your preconception of Korea compare with your actual experience of being here?
So I think there obviously were some similarities, and I think nowadays with YouTube and people on TikTok and things like that, you've got a kind of a much clearer view of what day-to-day life is like here, rather than just the snapshots that people put online. I think there are obviously some differences, so I guess difficulties that I hadn't thought about. So how do you communicate with when you're trying to find a house? How do you talk to the estate agent there? Vocab and words that I'd not accounted for before moving here,
Yeah.
which obviously any language, any country you go to, you have that kind of problem. So I think on the whole, pretty similar to what I was expecting. Yeah, it's just kind of little day-to-day things that I hadn't thought about. So
Sure.
yeah.
Are there any habits that you've developed that are like kind of Korean mannerisms that you've noticed yourself doing, whether that's gestures or ways of thinking?
Compared to in the UK, I've got a lot better at being prompt and texting, and I think Koreans are very upfront about if I'm running late, I'll tell you right away. Whereas I think at home, I've got a little bit of a leeway of like, 20 minutes, it's okay. So I think I've definitely timeliness has got a bit better. I think as well, maybe picking up some more mannerisms. With instead of kind of when we cross the road in the UK, you put your hand up and you say, "Oh, thank you," whereas here it's a little nod of the head.
Yeah.
So little mannerisms have changed, but yeah, I don't think anything majorly different has kind of come up.
Okay. Is there anything that you're having difficulty still adjusting to, culturally speaking?
Maybe not anything super massive. I think there are still some parts of Korean food that I can't adjust to. I can't really eat spicy food very much. As much as I enjoy trying it, I don't think I've fully kind of adjusted in that sense. But I don't think there's anything too big that I've not been able to adjust to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel poor here, or do you feel rich here, or do you feel normal here?
I think the currency exchange does make the pound a bit stronger here. I don't think that necessarily makes me feel rich, because I think it's very dependent on your own kind of financial status, where you're living, where you're staying. But I think you are able to do activities, I think, for a better value for money here than at home. So I think, not that I do a lot of activities, but when I do go have fun with friends and try something new, it does feel like I'm getting more for my money while
More
I'm here.
bang for your buck.
Exactly, which, is always a great plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manon, what's the 3-year plan for you? I'm curious.
Currently, I am heading back to the UK soon, hopefully for work, to see family. I've not been back really since about a year at this point now. I would like to come back in the future, if not just to visit friends, but hopefully maybe one day to either study or work here again. That'd be really nice. Yeah.
Okay, so
We'll
you
see
have
how
to
it
go back
goes.
to the UK in the near future.
Yeah, near future, save some money, see some family, and then if the opportunity arises in the future, I'd love to come back. But yeah, it will be very opportunity based, I think. Yeah.
It's hard to really plan
Exactly.
that far in advance because you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly, yeah. I've got dreams, but we'll see if I can kind of bring them into fruition. That'll be the question.
What has been your experience with Konglish so far?
Well, actually, we just had a quiz at school today, testing some Konglish, seeing some pictures, tell us what the Konglish word is. And it's never what I expect. And when I hear the word afterwards, I can see where the connection is. But I think because I know the English word and then it's a little bit of a twist to what the Konglish is, sometimes I do struggle to kind of bring the two ideas together, what the Korean word is and what I would call it at home.
What's like the most interesting Konglish word or any of them that you found to be interesting?
Well, the one that I heard today, like a sweater, like a round neck sweater, they don't call it sweater here, they call it man to man, which I have no idea where it came from. And I think we were searching online and it seems to be the first brand that might have sold them here was called man to man or something similar. And it's a bit like, Kleenex for tissues. It's the name brand has become the name of the item. But when I see a sweater, I think, oh, it's a sweater.
Right.
So that was confusing for me, but yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So I think like trench coat is another one.
Yes.
Burberry.
Yeah.
Burberry was like the original brand or whatever.
Exactly.
And it just became a Bobori.
Exactly. And it's so true. And I think I hadn't really grasped that until I was trying to piece the bits together, being like, oh, it is normally just the brand name. The first brand that was successful, that is the name of the product. But it's the same, I guess, in the UK of Tupperware. Well, that's a brand. So
Jeep too.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. Exactly. Yeah. So it's everywhere, but I think it's only really being here that I've kind of noticed it. Whereas at home, I've not thought about it at all.
See you later.
Bye.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, my name is Daniele. I'm from Brazil.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool. What originally brought you to Korea?
So I've been actually a fan of Korean culture for a few years, and then once I saw the opportunity to enroll at Korean university, I thought it would be nice.
What are you studying?
Currently, I'm studying Korean, but actually, this is actually a long story. I came to Korea as a university student. My degree is art and technology.
Art technology.
Yes.
Okay.
So since I think it's really important to learn the language to be able to fully connect with Koreans and just get a better experience from the country, I decided to take a leave of absence, and I'm currently Korean language student.
Cool. Okay, so you came as a regular student.
Yeah.
You're taking a leave of absence to study Korean.
Yes.
Makes sense.
It's going to be a long journey in Korea, I guess.
How old are you now, can I ask?
Oh, I'm 22 years old.
Oh, okay, well, perfect. Why were you just so interested in Korea originally?
This is K-pop especially. It's something very different from everything we have in Brazil. So I think when I first saw it, I was so surprised, and with the dances and the concepts. And I guess it also helped me to go to this more artistic field.
Yeah.
In the end, it chose art and technology. I guess K-pop also influenced me.
So you probably read a lot about Korea, you heard about it, you did your research, and you had this idea of Korea, you had this preconception. Coming to Korea now, how is your preconception different from reality?
The biggest difference I could notice once I came to Korea was how Koreans behave in real life. I always thought everyone would be so quiet and so only focused on themselves, but actually my personal experience is a bit different from it. I think most Koreans around me, they're not really extroverted, but compared to me, they're extrovert and they're really good at talking and joking around, and they're very open to meet new people. So I think that was the thing that really surprised me once I came here.
Are you an introvert?
Yes.
Super introvert?
Super introvert. But yeah, Korea is helping me with this too.
Oh really? It's forcing you outside of your comfort zone?
Yeah, definitely. I can feel like I improved on speaking to new people, making new friends once I came to Korea.
What's something you want to take back with you to Brazil from Korea?
I would say the way Koreans treat elders, because we're still respectful in Brazil, but I really like these traditions of when you sit at the table, you wait for the elders or the people who are in the hierarchy higher than you. I think this is actually really, really nice. So I would like to maybe take a little bit of this to Brazil.
Do you notice yourself developing any Korean habits?
All Korean habits?
Gestures, ways of thinking?
It's not something that I noticed, but it's something that my foreign friends that I met once I arrived in Korea and nowadays they tell me is the way I react to things. When I hear news, I'm like, oh, wow, really? So I guess this is something that I got from Koreans.
Yeah, people say that about me too.
Oh.
How would you say the level of English is in Korea? Is it easy to get around if you can't speak Korean?
Yes, this is also something that surprised me when I came to Korea, because I always heard everyone saying, oh, if you want to go to Korea, you must know Korean, otherwise you cannot really survive there.
Yeah.
But my experience was a bit different. I think you can still have a good experience in Korea only speaking Korean. Of course, if you want to stay long term,
I mean, only speaking English.
Yeah, I still only speak English, so it's been a really good experience. I don't have anything to complain.
Right. Okay. So you can come here and not know Korean and just still have a pretty comfortable time.
Yes, definitely. And with the handphone always by your side, it's much more convenient.
True.
So.
You can always ask ChatGPT.
Yes, I always joke that ChatGPT is my best friend since I came to Korea.
Yeah. What's something that's kind of still a little bit difficult to get used to adjust to?
Maybe I could say something that I didn't know it was a problem, and I think in Korea it's kind of considered a problem, that I'm not good with time, with appointments. I usually arrive late. And then I found out that we have this Brazilian way of doing things, that we're always late, and no one ever really complained about it. But once I came to Korea, some people got mad at me, like, Dani, please, you have to keep time is important. So this is something I'm still struggling with.
If a friend says, let's meet at 2, what time are you going to get there?
Minimum 2:15.
2:15? Okay. That's not so bad.
Yeah, but now I got better because...
You got better.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's really difficult. Even though I don't have any plans, it feels like I just wait until I have time to get late, to arrive late.
Are Koreans usually on time for the most part?
Yes, I believe they are.
Yeah.
Time is really important for them.
It was nice talking with you. See you later. Hi, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm from France, and my name is Daniel.
Why did you come to Korea?
I came to Korea for my master's degree for my studies.
What are you studying?
I'm studying in Korean language and literature in linguistics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of have to come to Korea if you want to
Yeah,
study that more.
Yeah, exactly. So it's my master's degree. I already did like a license like in France in Korean studies as well.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
What made you interested in Korea and Korean culture?
Well, actually, my sister was really into K-dramas and K-pop, and I wasn't so into it. But then after all, I kind of like got a little bit into it as well. And then since I kind of already knew how to speak English a little bit, then I was like,
Your English is fantastic.
Thank you. So I was like, why not learning Korean? Because like besides Korean dramas and like food and K-pop, like there is like a lot into it as well. Like besides like history, culture, it's really interesting. So I was like, oh, why not?
Yeah. Is there anything about Korean history or Korean culture that surprised you and you're like, wow, this is really interesting?
How fast the country like got to develop, because it was really fast.
Yeah.
With the Korean wave, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, so it's developed really quickly, right?
Yeah. Really quickly, and compared to like you know, I'm black as well, and I'm from
You're black?
Africa, Congo. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And I'm from Congo, and I lived there until like 2018. And so I know kind of like how like other countries struggle to develop like a country, and so seeing like how Korea like did it so like in such a fast way, I was like really impressed. Even when you come to Korea, you see that like the country is like kind of developed, but there's also this side which is like a little bit like kind of like old-fashioned, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a nice mix of old and new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you're from Congo,
Yeah.
and you can really just respect a country that from the 1950s and late 1940s has been able to develop this quickly into this like really advanced country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, and like even nowadays in Congo, they find the struggle like in politics especially. So it's really interesting to see, and even like it was this year with the martial law. You see that kind of like there is still like something that's not like right like still in Korea,
Right.
but like I guess they're really trying to work onto it, and that now there's the new president as well. So Koreans, I guess, are kind of waiting for how is it gonna be, like how is it going to go.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's something that when you came to Korea you were like surprised by how different it was to your expectation?
Well, at first, I guess I kind of thought that like Korean people would be a little bit like shy,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Is there a stereotype of that?
Yeah, I thought so.
There is,
too.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not, and I thought also that they would be a little bit like cold, but they were not cold at all. And like, as a foreigner, I had my worries, but actually they were really kind, and I've been really like surprised in a positive way.
How warm and friendly they are.
Yeah, even like, so for example, when you
Yeah.
go to like for shopping, like if you know how to speak just a little bit Korean, they're gonna be super glad and really happy about it, and they're gonna like gift you something or just compliment you about like your skills. So I was really like relieved about that.
You were worried that like everybody's gonna be so shy, it'd be hard to make friends.
Yeah.
So you do speak some Korean.
I do speak
I
some
guess it makes
Korean.
sense because of your major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been learning like Korean since 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Do you find that you've developed any habits? Like, for example, taking something with both hands, like any kind of Korean habits from living in Korea for a long time, having Korean friends, and studying Korean culture for so long?
Expressing myself, the sounds. For example, even like when I used to think I wouldn't say anything, but now I'm like, yeah. I make a lot of sounds now, which I wasn't used to before. So I guess
That definitely rubbed off on you, right? Yeah. Do you see yourself living in Korea for a while longer, or do you think you're going to study here, go back to France? Or I'm curious, what does that look like for you?
I guess I am going to try to find a job in Korea.
Yeah.
And if it works and if it's actually a good job that it's going to allow me to like, make a good living here, I don't mind. But then I don't mind living in France too, because I know that, for example, if I live here for a while, I'm afraid that I am going to get like not interested anymore, I guess, because
Bored of being here?
yeah, and especially because of the working system here, and it's kind of like a big worry of mine.
Yeah, what's the worry?
Yagen, I don't know if you know, yeah.
Overtime.
Yeah, over time. And I think it's going to be really complicated because I'm French, and French people, they really love to have like their free time and vacation. I'm really used to it, so I'm a little bit scared too. I need my free time. And even for really hard to have a time off here in Korea.
A lot of people do complain that like if I want to take a day off, then my coworker has to work for me.
Yeah.
So there's like this unspoken pressure that even if I'm sick, I should still come in, because then the rest of the team has to carry that slack, right?
Yeah.
That is a common criticism for sure.
It's a huge pressure for everybody, and I feel like sometimes a lot of people are like, they talk about like wanting to work in Korea, but every time I think about work in Korea, it just kind of gives me that like pressure, because I'm like,
Sure.
it looks hard. And even when you see people working everywhere in Korea, they work like morning and night, every day almost, and it just seems really hard for me, especially as a foreigner. I guess that like as a foreigner, you also have your duty and you have to work hard. So you can't come to Korea just for fun, or you have to work hard if you want to. For me, you have to work hard if you want to live in Korea.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe you could try it for a year and
Sure, yeah.
see how it works out. See you later. Hey guys, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Charlotte and I'm from France. My name is Emma and I'm from France too.
What brings you to Korea?
We came as tourists, I think, for travel, for discover the country, because we first like a lot of the culture here, like the K-pop things or the K-drama things. And so we wanted to discover more about this country, like how it was represented in the video or the song. So we wanted to discover in real life.
Interesting.
It's the same. It started with K-pop and K-dramas, but then it's also a lot more about the culture, like the palaces, just the street, the way people live. So we were very curious about it, and we both love to travel. It's a safe country, so we were excited to come here too.
Nice, I love great answers. Something you said very interesting to me. You wanted to compare what life is really like here compared to what you see in K-pop. What is the result?
It was a little less than what we expected. Like the K-pop style and K-pop industry is really glowing, bright, and with a lot of colors, I think. And here we saw a more basic style, I think. Like in the clothes, it's more like black and white or not really bright and bright color. So
I think it's also the way they're living. Like you see things on K-dramas and you are curious if you can find the same here. So we did find a few like convenience stores, like you can sit inside or that type of things.
Was that like something you were looking forward to?
Kind of. We were curious about it because we can't find it in France, like a
Just
small
sitting
shop.
inside a convenience store.
Yes, eating.
Small little nice thing like that.
Yes, exactly. It's simple, but it's in France we don't have that. You have to sit outside, like on the streets, and that's a little detail, but it's
Love that.
makes life easier, you know. So it's great. But it's also there are also some places that you can't see in a K-drama, like poor sides of Seoul, but also in general it's look kind of like in K-dramas. I mean the buildings and all. So I think it's good. Like it's funny to watch it in real life instead of through the screen.
Sounds great. Have you guys seen the movie Parasite?
no, I didn't see it. It's on my watch list because I know he won a lot of prize.
The reason I ask is because, you know, you see K-pop, K-dramas, and you see a lot of like the nicer things.
Yes.
Buildings, style, beautiful people. But Parasite is all about like the difference between poor people and rich people.
Yes.
So that's a great movie that, I mean, can give you more insight on like the poor neighborhoods and stuff. What's something that you love about Korea that Koreans take for granted? They think like, oh, this is just normal to me, but you're just like, wow, this is awesome.
Cleanness of the street, like there are not trashes on the streets. 2 days ago, we saw some trash on the street late at night, and the Korean people were like amazed by the fact that there's trash on the street. But for us, it was kind of normal. I think the Korean people are really civilized and strict about the rules, and they really put the trashes on the bin. So
You're really impressed by that.
Yes, Paris is not a great example of cleanliness, to be honest. So I understand that too.
Do you feel poor in South Korea?
I say it's the contrary because
You feel rich here?
yes, when you look at prices, you're like, huh, this is not expensive at all. And you want just to buy it, you're like, yes, but if I found this in France, it'd be like 10 times more expensive, so might as well just buy it here.
Any examples?
There's Daiso, but Daiso was fun to go when we were in Myeongdong.
maybe I would like also to add the food, because in France, when you go out for taking a meal, if you go to restaurants, it's really expensive. But here, it's less expensive, and I think that more people go out for eating because it's less expensive, and it's more common to go in a restaurant because yes. So I think it's also a difference of prices to eat.
So it's easier to save money in Korea.
Well, not the
Yeah.
flight, but
Not the flight, yeah.
but living here, yeah.
For me too, taxis are really cheap here compared to like any other big city. Like from here to Itaewon, it's gonna be like, I don't know, 15,000 won. That's like awesome. So like you drink with your friends and you can't drive or something, you take a taxi home, not that expensive compared to like Tokyo or London or maybe Paris or New York. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it is very expensive. We are certainly enjoying the prices, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, it was really nice talking with you guys.
thank
See you next time. Bye. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Mila and I'm from Barcelona, Spain.
I gotta say, you speak English really well. How do you speak English so well?
Thank you. It's not because of school, I'm telling you. Like, in Spain, school is not really good about English. So I picked it up thanks to Disney Channel, I think.
Watching Disney.
I would say Selena Gomez is my mother, my English mother.
Your English role model mother. Wow.
Yeah.
Do most people in Spain learn and speak English like maybe at this level, or you think not as well?
I wouldn't say they have this level, like conversational level. I think it's getting much better now, and I think it's because of memes, like TikTok and stuff like that. So young people really picked it up.
The younger generation speaks probably more fluently than the older generation.
Yeah, much more English. Our parents, like maybe they can say 1, 2, 3, red, yellow, blue, and that's it.
Really? What brought you to Korea? Why did you want to come here?
My career, I fell in love with K-pop. Long story short, I'm a songwriter. I write songs since I was 11. In Spain, it's not really a thing. Like, you're a songwriter, okay, yeah, get a real job. Like, that's what you get all the time. So it's not a real thing until I got into my 20s. I found about K-pop. I found out about all the possibilities that you have for writing for K-pop artists and stuff like that. 5 years ago, more or less, I started my career, and I'm here.
So, okay, you are an artist. Do you write songs for other people? Do you write songs just for yourself? Like, I want to know more about that. Ghostwriter, right? That's what they call it, ghostwriter?
Not really. Ghostwriter is when you write a song and then you sell it and they don't give credits to you because it's like, okay, we're paying to you just to take your art and
just like a ghost.
Ghost, exactly. What I do is I'm the one creating the songs in collaboration with other producers and stuff, and then we just pitch it around. It could be Korea, Japan, United States, everywhere.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a really nice job.
Yeah, could I listen to your work anywhere?
I can share my Instagram if you want.
What is it?
It's my name. It's Mila, Mila. Then what is it called? Underscore.
Underscore, yeah.
Underscore.
Yeah.
Alacio. It's Alacio.
Okay.
So that's my name. I have my work in there.
You came over because of K-pop.
Yeah.
You got a lot of exposure. You heard stuff, you saw stuff, you researched stuff. Coming to Korea, what is different than you expected?
So I already knew a little bit of the culture because of K-pop. Like, I got to see a lot of videos. Coming to live in here, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Not bad thing or good thing, it's just different, much more different. Especially for me, I'm from Spain. In my country, either you're an extrovert or introvert.
Okay.
We're really like touchy, we're really open. It's really, I would say, common for us to even talk to people on the street or just have like little interactions, stuff like that. We're much more open from the very beginning. Korean culture, they're really nice. They're really open if you get into them, but at first they're really, really close because I would say they're really respectful with other people, so they try to be nice and don't like
personal space and boundaries.
Yeah, personal space. So at first I had to learn that because for me I was like, okay, yeah, I understand it's part of the culture, but for my Spanish mind it's like, I don't know if I'm going too far or, you know, now that I've been living in here for 8 months, I get to understand them much better. And as I said before, like little things like opening the door or just saying hello, for me it's like basic, what is it called, like basic manners. But here it's not like they don't have manners, they do have manners, and I would say more polished than Spanish people have. But it's another kind of manners. So if I enter a store and I say hello, that's basic in Spain, but in here it's not really necessary. But for my mom, it was like, okay, I gotta get used to it. You gotta get used to little things like that.
What's something you really like about living in Korea, being in Korea, but you think just Koreans take it for granted? They're like, that's just an obvious thing. Of course everybody has that. Of course we do that. But you're like, wow, this is awesome.
I don't know if it's like they take it for granted or not, but this country is it's really comfortable for everything. Everything is open. Everything is so vividly moving, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like there's always people everywhere. There's always plans to do. There's a lot of stores and activities at any time, any place. Like it's a Sunday on Sunday. In Spain, if it's Sunday, you feel it. Like there's nothing to do. There's only the sun outside. No one is outside and everything is closed. I would say also the public transportation, it's really well done. Everything is made so comfortably well. I don't know.
When I was in Spain, I remember it was like 10 p.m. and people are just starting to go out and have dinner and start their nights. And I was kind of shocked by that. Is that true?
It is true. It is true. It's a thing. I don't know why, but also in Europe, like you don't have to come all the way to Korea. In Europe, everybody has dinner around 6, 7 maybe. We usually have dinner at 9, 10.
Yeah.
So it's easy for us to say like, oh, the party starts at 1 a.m.
1 a.m.?
Yeah, more or less.
What?
If you're young, you're like, why do you want to go at 11 or 12? It's not starting yet. You're just going to be waiting for everybody.
Crazy. So how do you balance that with like going to school and like having a job? Your body can't adjust that quickly, right?
You're right. I mean, but I think it's because of the schedules that we have in Spain. The schedule for normal job, I would say restaurants and stuff like that, they have this part-time job kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but they have a schedule for the morning and then a schedule for the evening. So it's like you have a space in between. supposed to be like 2-3 hours for you to maybe to rest a little bit and to eat, and then you have to start again like your schedule at noon until really late.
makes sense.
You don't have time, like leisure time.
Awesome. Is there anything else you would like to say about your experience in Korea? If not, you were great.
So I'm on a working holiday visa. It's not available in every country, but at least it's really common in Europe. Like you get to live 1 year in like abroad. And sometimes it can be scary to do that, or you know, there's a lot of doubts maybe, and oh, should I do it? It was such a cultural shock in many ways. But then once you pass through that, the experience is
Amazing.
You have to do it. You have to do
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
See you later. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Once again, I'm Sean, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.